Disciplined stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.
Are we? Did we start rolling already? Because if we haven't, you have to say that again.
Because that's all I'm going to say that's good. So it's
That's literally the model that we need. We're regulating our systems.
There we go.
That's what we're doing with cannabis.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. Win.
I'm so excited about our guest
so
today.
excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
to have
excited.
This conversation. Our next guest is an accomplished Muay Thai competitor, founder of Blessed Edibles and of Gallery Brands, and an inspiring and legendary voice in the cannabis industry. Please welcome Angelina Blessed.
Did I clap for myself?
Yes, absolutely you do. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much
Guys,
for
thank
coming
you
on the show.
so much for having me. I just, when the invite happened, I'm like, no, we're not Zoom calling this. I want to be in a smoky room with you next humans.
I don't know why I think we were just so used to doing
No,
that.
it's just where we've been, and I don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah,
so
me either.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. We actually met at a cannabis event that we were still supposed to be wearing our masks and being good, but we were naughty about it. We took off our masks.
We're being reasonable and seeing each other's identity.
I just needed to do it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful
Everyone
thing.
there was like, fuck this. And I was excited about it.
You could tell it was a party like that had legacy folks at it. Like there's a different vibe when you go to, I call it corporate cannabis, and folks who have been around who are more about it. And you have an incredible story with cannabis. You used it to heal yourself.
I did.
And then you brought that solution to the world, which is what we're so excited about.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a cool way to say it, but
yeah,
I guess so.
Well, please tell us what your journey with it and your.
I guess it started about 8 years ago now. So I've been a Muay Thai fighter since 2005, and been going on trips to Thailand every year. And it's just been I was a really, really healthy lifestyle, very diet driven. I had to stay within a weight category. Very I wasn't doing anything bad. There was no drinking. There was no there was no cannabis. There was nothing. It was just training. It was train, treat, repeat, kind of go. But it was there was no treating at that point. We were only taught how to go harder, how to go faster, how to not take days off, how taking days off was showing weakness. So just keep going. But I went and I trained and I fought until I kind of couldn't anymore. And even though my brain told me to continue going, it was more of my body just stopped. I couldn't do it. It was just starting to break down. You could feel it. There were some concussions involved, and it was just this whole kind of process of I have to do something.
Yeah.
So the doctors were offering painkillers, and I definitely didn't want to go on that route. I'm like, I don't even take Advil. What do you think I'm going to do right now?
Yeah.
So it became I would see all the fighters that I was training with, and they'd all be smoking before training, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And I had that old stigma in my head of judging them and whatnot, but they would, they'd smoke weed, and then they would get into the ring, and they would clinch, and they would spar, and they would run, and I'm just like, okay. So I'd go home and I'd smoked a joint, and then I slept. I'm like, all right, well, let me just say that. But I didn't want to, because I had partied. I'd partied previously, so it was just I didn't want to smoke.
Right.
So I just thought I'd try to make some butter. So I started making butters, and then a beautiful friend of mine named Amy Weinstein was working at a legacy store called 416 Medicinal, and I brought her my oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. So
I know Amy. What up, Amy?
Love her.
I met her with Matt Myrna.
Nice.
At there. That was on King, just north of Stanley Park, right?
Yeah.
416.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got that Bubba Kush from there.
Oh, yes.
Mad time ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
It is a lifetime
Yeah, we
ago.
lived in the other place in Fort York, but that's amazing. So you found a relationship with cannabis that allowed you to go use the healing power of it instead of just always driving yourself forward as an athlete, which will inevitably just wear on you.
So with the birth of the cookies, Float Toronto opened, and so we'd always be hanging out at the Bolt Juice Bar, and we'd watch Jesse Jesse start to build Float, and we were all listening to Joe Rogan. We were all starting to talk about sensory deprivation and just starting to talk about the kind of healing process. And so we watched Jesse build the center, and we were just like, "Are you open? What's going on? Can we come in now?" And so with the birth of the cookies and the opening of the Float Center, and then just it all kind of started to make sense, and the rest and the relaxation and the good feelings kind of started to come back, and that's when the cookies went to Amy, and then the Vice documentary happened where I got to put. They interviewed all the edible makers out of Toronto. And it was me, just like in the ring. Let's make some cookies.
All right, I'm ready for some more abuse then.
And like a bunch of guys wearing like balaclavas with their voice changed and stuff. Hi, everybody, I want to eat some cookies. So, yeah.
I love that so much.
I got to put Damien Abraham in the ring, and I beat him up. And then we took him into the kitchen, and I made him cookies. So
oh my God, that's
amazing.
It was really fun. So,
I love that. You want some cookies? Cut to.
I was growing since I was 14.
I like to beat people.
I just go to Thailand. We make shatter and burn,
What was your
So good.
just because I feel like I resonate with this, what was your journey from like still like really feeling into the stigma of cannabis and then like working your way out of that? Because I honestly didn't like come out as a cannabis user until I got a job in cannabis, and then I felt like it was like legit, like I'm like working here now, so like this is my job, so I can also be part of it and within it.
Well, I never really felt like a cannabis user. Like it was medicinal for me. It was like taking a medicine because that's how it worked.
Yes.
So for myself, it was just about, when I went to the green markets because I had a product that I was doing well with, it wasn't about going and making money and selling drugs. It was being able to introduce more people to the healing powers of what I was doing. And people trusted me because we started to figure out milligrams and doses and things like that. So,
Ooh, I like that.
It was
people resonate with proper dosaging.
Yeah.
What did you find was the average like winner for what people wanted?
Thank you.
Cheers.
We did 100 milligram chocolate bars, and they were
full spectrum 100.
Yeah, but so then it's into 10 squares. So how does that not make sense for people?
Right.
So it's less packaging. People are responsible. You've got a full bottle of vodka in your cupboard. Are you going to drink the whole thing?
Oh, I love that.
Right? You can walk into an LCBO. You can do all of that, but I just don't understand the comparisons. So it's. So I'm going off track.
No, not at all. But I'm right there with you on that too, and the limitations and hilariousness
so
that go along with that.
Yeah. So I felt that we always did stand out, and I didn't feel like we were part of the stigma because we were there to teach people. And the kind of reason that I started doing it was because a good friend of mine, she had cancer. So I started making brownies for her and getting them into the hospitals, and then realizing that things weren't, I got kicked out of St. Mike's Hospital because of cannabis. And they're like, well, we're trying to give her synthetic cannabis. And I'm like, but look at the side effects it's giving her. So it's just like, it was just this whole thing for me of like being able to talk to people about it. And people didn't have the answers at that time. So
you had that experience straight up with someone informed by Western medicine being against like a natural plant medicine. I'm in a really weird space between like extreme gratitude for healthcare workers and extreme fuck you about like Western medicine, and like we gotta hook people on pills and you have to comply with like every suggestion. Like that's insane. Like Western medicine is gone a little loopy, homies.
A little.
Like, we need to balance out a fair perspective because we have to be fair with everyone. Some people, when I need a bone put back together, reparative medicine, oh my God, thank you. I'm so grateful you know how to do that. I don't. I just patched her up. She fell, and I patched her up, and looking at the blood, I'm like, I'm so high. I can't deal with this.
Okay, so actually, for 2 days in a row, he accidentally got so high every time he had to
Edible
change
high.
my bandages.
The empathetic nervous system, I was like... It was so funny. It was okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Are you
It's good.
okay?
But I did
Yeah,
it.
I'm okay.
I cleaned it though, didn't I?
Yeah,
That's
you were
good.
I
great.
showed up.
Good job.
But yeah, the Western medicine situation when they're like, no,
an
take these
interesting time.
pills. And you can drink, by the way, and you can do things that cause you inflammation. No problem. You can do all that stuff. But, you know, no natural plant medicines. So eventually we're going to have to find a balanced spectrum on allowing everyone to find their own route of healing.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be just this ridiculous two-sided battle of theories, like, until forever.
There will always be polarity. I think we understand that, like, we're living this like world that we're living in is just that. Like, we'll always have two sides or more to everything.
But cannabis is two sides.
And it's just about the choice. Like, how can people, as adults, how can we not be given the choice of what we want to do?
Yeah.
You know, we can
Yeah.
choose to take pharmaceuticals, and that bottle of pills could hurt us so much more than anything we could choose from our plant medicine. It just makes it's no concept.
And I like to, I'm the floofy one on this show, and I go right into quantum physics of like programming your cells, like you say so, what you say so, and how many diseases are just dis-ease of the mind about something. You're holding energy in your body a certain way, it will manifest outward.
I think the whole last 2 years can absolutely show what has
Yeah.
happened. You can see how people are now holding themselves completely differently, and you know, we talk about like people can't hide who they are anymore. You know, like my anxiety's through the roof,
Yeah.
and I no longer have tolerance to deal with shit. And like, if you want to get in my face, I'm gonna be like, no, we're not dealing with the shit anymore. Like,
Yeah.
there's people.
Yeah.
If it's mental illness, if it's anger, if it's whatever, if it's disease, if
Yeah.
it's like, everyone is showing their shit.
Yeah.
And
That's been a blessing.
It's kind of nice. Yeah.
it's real.
We had to go through it.
It's fucking real.
Well,
but-
we can't ignore it anymore.
No.
That's just like I'll crave an explosion eventually. Like if there's nothing, like stagnancy, like lack of communication, it's like at least just say it. At least just say the thing. Like I don't have to be best friends with every single person in the world. It's like, but I'm proud that you're living out loud.
Yeah,
at
it's
least.
like Canadians are finally growing up, you know? Like, we don't have to be sorry about everything.
We've
and
lived in such a state of fear, and like
yeah.
everything. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I can't give fucks anymore. Like,
Yeah.
we have to put it
Yeah,
out there.
for sure. Yeah, when I fell on, I had a little bike issue. I'm totally fine, obviously, but it was scary. And I like had moments of like it could have been worse. I'm so glad and grateful that it wasn't. But it's just like when I was scared, I could choose to like sit in that and just be like focus on like the regret that I was feeling and the shame that I was feeling and the the fear that I was feeling. I still do now. I don't want to get it back on my bike yet, and that's also frustrating.
I've been riding her bike for 3 days.
Yeah, he loves
It's been awesome.
Wow.
But
Cheers, mate.
I love it.
he loves
You're
it.
awesome.
But at the same time, it like I feel so hungry to be alive. Like I don't want to give into that. Like that can't be all there is. You know, it can't just be like one bicycle accident or one pandemic after another. We have to now start just like living in our vulnerability.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
that's what
ready.
it is. Like we have to be honest with ourselves and other people, and that's potentially going to be the first time that like major communication is going on for so many people, and that's hard stuff.
I thought I was a great communicator, but like really talking about the big deep stuff, like it's real work, and I love it.
Yeah, we love it too.
If you're the type of person who likes to work on themselves,
Well, I'm here.
you know,
yeah.
like that is a playground. Like every bump, you're like, ooh, let's explore that. Why did I react like that? What sort of programming have I been under the influence of? Shit, why am I living in lack mentality right now?
Yeah.
Relax. Like, okay, let's have some conversations that don't have answers. Like right now, like I don't have the answers. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
have this behavior tethered to my soul if I had a better answer. But
Totally.
so it leaves us like, okay, I have to figure this out and learn trial by error. So, like, I think especially people coming back around each other now again, you see it outside, they're like, like, you know, like, they're a little bit like...
Like, you got this, yo, you got this.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got this.
Like, you got it. Like, stay confident. Like, stay with it. Yeah. Do you meditate?
Not as often as I should. Meditation was a really big part of the first half of the pandemic for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And do you do like guided meditations?
I'm doing a lot of guided meditation. My friend Mike Webster and my friend James, Third Eye Shutter on Instagram, we did was it a 28-day? So we would just all like talk about it afterwards, and it just, you know, this just when pandemic hit hard, and we just, you know, you didn't know what you were doing at all. So
Yeah.
that just kept me super grounded. You know, I spent a lot of time by myself, so
Yeah.
that was
The first year of the pandemic, I feel like meditation did that for me too. I
Yeah.
was like, I killed that first year.
Yeah, I totally did.
Second year,
Yeah.
got a little rocky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. First year was training like twice a day. I was running like 20 kilometers and then meditation and making lasagna. And second year was just on the floor.
Yeah.
Again, panic attack. Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of learning though through that.
So much learning.
So you have this excellent amount of self-awareness that you live with now.
Cool.
And that's so beautiful to see. And me and Win always go on about how I don't know another way to that than this first, physical. Like, I don't know how to get my mental under control unless I'm working out or unless I'm doing something physical.
It's movement.
Okay, would you say the same? Like, I'm assuming you found physical first?
I didn't know what I was doing though. Like, I didn't know why I was like, why would this, you know, white girl like just get into Muay Thai so hard and just have to go to Thailand, and I'm just realized it's because I'm a squirrel. Like my brain doesn't stop, and it's ADHD, and I didn't even know that until
1000%.
pandemic hit. But the only time it stops is when I'm training, or running, or dancing, or fucking, or.
That's why you like jungle music.
That's why I
That's
like
why I'm
jungle.
obsessed with hip hop.
Yeah.
Because you keep moving, keep moving. Oh my God, thank you so
It's
much.
the repetitive beat that gives us the dopamine that makes our brains feel good.
And then we can expand in that space
Yeah.
infinitely.
Yeah.
You can become anything.
And I just feel good there, and I realize like even if I'm going so hard, like my heart feels okay, and that's all that I chase. So yeah.
ADHD, Wing calls me out on that too. It's like I'm constantly trying to be better with time, and I'm like, I try to get the skill, and I'm just not good at it. Like
I'm
being
I'm
punctual.
never late though.
That's
Like,
good.
I'm but I'm painfully never late.
That's very impressive. I'm trying to gain that skill.
But the lists I struggle with, and like.
So yeah, there's certain areas. There's like
Yeah.
5 or 6 weak points, and you could have any
I
of
could
them.
be super busy all day and then realize that I haven't really done much. It's like, what did I do? I was so busy all day and the place is trashed. But yeah.
But you're on time to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started training first, and then you got the kind of mental awareness of self-reflection, or did they play a role in each other's evolution?
I think, wow. I think that I trained initially to protect myself. So I built the body that I felt I needed to protect myself.
Amazing.
So with that became the tattoos that I felt protected myself too, which like based in Buddhism. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, so
part
cool.
of that, and I just thought it was the physicality and the training and that I loved, but it really is the aspects that it gives to my mind, and that's what it is.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It puts you in such a pure place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really love it, and it's funny because like what I do is super violent, technically, and it's something that I love more than anything, and it is I guess a beautiful violence, but it's it's where
it's an art form.
yeah, people just see
Absolutely.
this brute thing, but like when Muay
They'll
Thai
see
is
the
done the
dance.
most beautifully is when you can find that calmness, you can find that meditative flow state, and that's I think when the most beautiful violence could happen. But
Oh, I feel
Yeah.
that with rhymes.
Yeah.
Just go vicious
Cool,
right up in
yeah.
that space. Yeah.
yeah, when
just
you can get to that
hit it.
place,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh my
and that's
God.
when our hearts probably feel the best, right?
Yeah, it might be a little bit of dark magic too, but that's fine. But yeah, the violence, that's real. That must be wild to be. Sorry, I know you had a thought, but like, how does that feel to have someone like attack your face in front of people? That's and you plan this like. As a fighter.
I spent a lot of time with a sports psychologist. Like because I was so frightened. I was so scared. And any of the guys that I trained with were such tough guys. And I'd be like, how are you dealing with this? Like, I'm totally losing my shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. I don't really get nervous. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I talked to a sports psychologist forever. And they were just like, you 12 weeks ago agreed to fight somebody. And you don't think you're gonna be nervous about it? I'm like, it's like when somebody say like, meet me in the schoolyard at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
You only got a couple hours to think about it. But imagine if they say, yo, in 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And now just go train for it. You're like, fuck. You're just gonna spiral until that happens.
And you know that they're training for it.
Yeah. And so when you run in the morning, you're running because somebody's fucking chasing you, right? So that's motivation.
Bars. You're running because someone's chasing you. Run like someone's chasing you.
Yeah. And that's because when you get up in the morning and train, you have to think that they're training just as hard as you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't want to train, be like, no, they're up.
Oh,
They were up 2 hours
that's
ago.
Crazy. Yeah. That's a mind fuck.
Yeah, you kind of just fuck yourself for the whole training set, like for the whole camp.
So does it work like sports in the way, like team sports in the way that they can watch someone's fights? Like, do you study them and do you figure out their weaknesses? Like, how much is it mental planning?
Depends on the level, depends on your coach.
Right.
Like if if your coach thinks that you need that, I'm sure he would do that. Like, or depends on the level. Like if you're newer, there's not going to be the tape to watch on that opponent.
Right.
But
Do you have a memory of like a favorite fight?
Of my favorite fight?
Like that you've been in?
It'd probably be my last one because I really enjoyed it. Like it was when you finally get to that place where you can be in there and smile. Yeah. And so like I lost the fight technically, but I don't feel like I lost the fight. But
Yes.
That's even better.
Yes.
So it was cool. So like I got hit with a spinning back elbow and I smiled. I like brushed it off and it was awesome. And we just traded those back and forth. So it was it was cool. It was like it looked like a dog fighting arena in Guadalajara. So it was fucking intense. But it was me and a Mexican girl, so it looked like a prison. It was fucking cool. But,
that's so gangster.
It's like
so gangster.
So at the end of the third round, she was on the ground, but like the way it goes, if you don't kill them, the home team will take it, right? So from the ground they held her hand up, and I'm just like, all right, but I was just like, it was fucking cool. So
That's sick.
Yeah.
So it felt triumphant physically,
it's,
even.
like it's when the bell goes, you just don't know what's gonna happen, right? So like sometimes you don't want to do it. Sometimes you're just like, sometimes you don't know what's happening. It's just anything can kind of happen. So it's just when you can be in that moment and you know what's happening and you know that you're doing well, like it's cool.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a moment when you like that awareness comes that you're doing well and it almost like takes you out of flow?
Well, because you have to keep yourself focused,
Yeah.
right? You have to.
You can't be like, I'm fucking killing it.
I'm killing it right now because that was in your hands are down and you're unconscious. And they just wake up, be like, you're not doing so good, But.
Yeah. And do you have a coach?
I do. We don't get to train together as often as we used to because of COVID, whatnot. But and he's at a gym a little further up north. But that's Evan Boris. So he is Striking Concepts, and he's brilliant. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. He's like a PhD in Muay Thai. So
Wow.
he's studied. He trains a lot of really amazing, great fighters, and he takes it very seriously. So
Dope.
yeah.
Is there practices outside of the physical that are like part of your training?
Yeah, always strength training.
Yeah, okay.
Running.
Yeah.
Running's a big part. But
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you find the coach? Evan.
How did I find Evan? I found Evan through another fighter. So I had trained kind of one school for a really long time, and I just wanted to try something a little bit different. And then so I had asked a fighter friend, and he suggested Evan. And it's an incredible match. So yeah.
Why
he's cool.
Why Muay Thai? What attracted you to that discipline specifically?
After I quit raving, I started running, and then I just ended up finding a gym, and one of the trainers, Ajahn Suchart, he's the guy that brought Muay Thai to North America like over 30 years ago. So
Wow.
I just happened to end up there, and if you'd asked me about any sort of like martial arts or anything like that, it was about respect, and the respect that I saw between the fighters was just really beautiful. It was more based in Buddhism than anything else. So there was never that shit talking, that disrespect. Like the guys at Lumpini Stadium both get their hands wrapped beside each other.
Wow.
They're kind of like talking back and forth. They hug before and they hug right after. They show a lot like they.
That's so beautiful.
It's a lot of respect between fighter and coach. So as soon as the fight's done, the fighters cross the ring to the other's coach, and that coach gives them water, just like says really good job and whatnot. So it's just, it was really,
This follows the Tao.
Yeah.
We have a segment on the show called Do the Tao. We follow the Tao. So I guess it's like the idea of Buddhism or oneness or that respect that we're the same.
We do a dance that like shows thanks to the spirits of the ring. So it's just like to protect us, and any of the tattoos that we have are to protect us in the ring. So it's, it's funny that I gravitated towards it because of the protection that I felt that I needed from being like a little hurt kid. But so
I feel that.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
yeah.
that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
The fight, the fight of life, and you bring it to such a pure manifestation in your experience of like actually combat. What about the fight to get these beautiful?
Okay, yeah, like if
Sorry
we
to
are,
hard
if,
pivot.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
no,
I wanna
was
keep
waiting
going on the
for the
fight
hard,
stuff, but
hard
I'm
pivot.
so also interested.
Okay, and also just like I just want to say, you were legacy brand. You've made your way into the legal market, which is like that's so exciting, and what a I'm sure you've gone through so much with that. Like I can't even imagine.
Like as much as you can tell us, like I want to hear every step. Like
cool.
That's,
yeah, like and huge congratulations. I'm so
like
excited
such
for
a small
legacy
percentage
market
you
to
belong to. That's
come
so
in.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah. Blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a t-shirt and everything.
See that swag?
So good. It's so
I'll do a dance.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. It started 7 years ago, and then I guess as soon as legalization hit, I had found a partner, and his name is Nitin, and we kind of gathered the best of the legacy brands that we kind of knew of, and so that was EP Infusions, which is now Fleur, and Little Pharma, and myself, and then together we've made a brand named Kala, which we're gonna launch some stuff in a little while. But it's really cool that I got to stay with Riley and Dome, who've launched some cool products, and it's been a trip because we've gone from basically being little farmers markets kids who just wanted to talk about the medicine and how to help people, and it's not this super beautiful love story of being able to go to a massive licensed producer, because it's a very different process. Like these chocolate bars are getting launched, and we've done a lot of research and development with this big company, but it's like when I go into a store and open it, it'll be my first time seeing it. Yeah. So it's
whoa, dude, that's intense.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I just went 2 days ago and bought the new Fleur bar, which is Riley's baby, and
shout out Fleur bar.
Shout out Riley. I'm so fucking proud of you. And
Can I eat one of these?
please. So those are legacy. So
Yeah.
those are made with hash rosin, and those are 25 milligrams each.
Oh, he just goes for it.
Yeah.
He just jumps right in. I can't have a whole one. I can have
Oh my
a
God.
quarter of one.
There's weed in this?
Yeah. There's hash in that.
Oh
There's
my
hash
God.
rosin. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hash is the future. Yeah.
Yeah. So
This
how
tastes
many?
too good.
No, they are too good.
Oh my God.
I'm not a sugar girl, but they're just heaven. Yeah.
I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
do
God.
half because I'm a little.
See the perfect purple in her hair? It tastes like how that looks. Oh my
What
God.
flavor am I eating? Oh my God.
Watermelon.
No, I have the other color.
God's
Is that
breast
peach?
milk.
What is that? Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That was a fun.
I
That
had
was
the
like
pink
a
one.
fun thing.
It was a pink one watermelon?
I'll have some more throughout the night.
There's lots.
There's lots of different.
Thank you so much.
You're so
for that.
welcome. Where were we? I
That's
don't
so exciting.
No,
Okay.
I wanted just to talk about your journey into the legal market because
What?
I think it's beneficial. And I think a lot of people are curious about it. There's a lot of people out there that are like, "How do I do this?" Which
Just like, don't.
yeah,
It's it's hard and it's different, and I'm really stoked to have done it because where I was in the legacy market was not where I felt that Blessed should be. Like I never really felt that its roots and the beauty of it and the healing of it is that legacy part of it, but Blessed is bigger than that, I think, and I know that the amount of people that would be able to reach by going the legal way, and that's what I was always excited for. I was always excited for that kind of reach, and that
you had a good attitude about it. That's why you are where you are.
Joe Rogan was kind of that first awareness of what could be done for athletes when they started to recover.
Yes.
And that is imperative to what people need to do, right? And that's not just for athletes, that's for humans. Right?
Yes, and you were saying your reach, it changes when you get into the legal market.
Yeah.
So that is the major payoff. You're doing cannabis in consciousness in general a favor by realizing that, hey, this demographic over here that would never consider this, can now escape the stigma because they can buy it at a legal retail store. It's totally new. And your I guess process or perspective of it, of what is it, the rest.
Oh, train, treat, repeat.
That's
That's
sorry.
your-
Train, treat, repeat.
Yeah.
And there's
Give us the rundown.
Yeah,
because
give us the rundown of the
That's
product.
the first time that we've said that.
The first product that we're launching is I'm just so excited. It's a dark chocolate. It's a dark chocolate bar. So it is vegan, gluten-free. It is 10 squares. It is hand painted.
I know, I love that. I
it-
wasn't sure if you could say it. It's hand painted.
So the colors of the hand painting are my little shout to Thailand. So it's the colors of the temple and the monks' robes. So it's the kind of orange and the gold.
I got to see a photo of it
So-
on the portal.
Yeah.
It looks so
that is
really
so
pretty.
beautiful.
So
You're
it's
putting
mint- sorry.
energy on it.
It's mint chocolate.
Mint.
It's mint chocolate with cocoa nibs and sea salt. Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be so fucking
I love
good.
Mint
So
chocolate.
it's called the Float Bar for Float Toronto because they were such an integral part of my healing and that whole awareness of it's just time to slow down a little bit. It's just time to let go. Yeah. So it's 100 milligrams of CBD and 10 milligrams of THC.
Yes,
oh, that's
I
so
love
perfect.
that.
I need a high CBD product.
Right,
I need it. I'm drinking the every drinks and getting the 40, and still I would like 100.
It's crazy. We should be having at least 100 every day. And so the fact that we're having to charge people so much money for medicine is absolutely insane. The fact that it would almost, every time it's CBD.
Thank you.
So let's make it accessible. Right?
Yes.
So
I'm like, everyone should have CBD.
I feel like it can help everybody. So it just depends on who you are and what's going on with your system as how much more, I think everybody should have a nice full spectrum CBD. And then if you have pain, if you have anxiety, then you start to add in the milligrams of THC and that can help those kind of issues.
It helps
right?
it,
But-
yeah. With the pair helps it. It's a special combination, even just a little bit, right, of THC in there.
They call it the entourage effect.
right.
That shit.
So it seems from where I'm standing, it seems like dealing with the current Canadian cannabis system, we'll call it, is very fickle and has limitations in certain frustrating ways. And I know the retailers have been
Ontario
scrutinized, specifically Ontario.
it
I know that
seems.
even the retailers are scrutinized of how they, get rid of products or whatever. So I imagine there was most likely some hoops to jump through to take a product from like your idea and then, or you have a proof of concept, already a successful brand pretty much, but jumping through that hoop to get it in, to get that little stamp on it.
Oh, there's all of the hoops, and like
What were they? What did you have to like call every Monday morning?
we had all of the calls for all of the years, but it was so we to get products into the OCS, it's a lot. So we really made a lot of leeway by working with Final Bell. So they are our team. So they were the ones that put together the kind of proposal that goes forward to the OCS. So it's really about getting the correct products to the right people at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you had like a team help put together essentially like a pitch.
Well, there's we have a full design team. We have a full like packaging design team. We have a sales team. We have a marketing team. We have.
So you have it's a business. It's a full scale business.
Oh, it's full
Yeah.
deal. It's not me stickering
No, of
packages
course
and
not.
like picking,
which is lit. Even if, like starting there is lit too. But so you had to have all this in place before they would take you seriously, pretty much. Or
and once accepted, and like this is after doing years of research and development with Valence out in Kelowna. So that's the company that the extractions come from, and then we work with a company called Life, who is a manufacturing company, and they're the ones that are going to make all the chocolate bars for us.
Nice. I love. I've enjoyed what's come from them so far.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're working with them.
this is fascinating. I love this process.
Amazing.
I hate hard shit and love hard shit at the same time. Like I'm sure.
We
like
thought the whole way we weren't going to get here. We thought the whole way we were going to get there. Like we were just little legacy kids, right? So it's just like, really, we're going to come on the big market, and I'm like, sure. And then we're just surrounded by guys in suits, and it's just like, is this really how it's going to be? And do they really understand us? And are they just going to steal our shit? And like the whole way. So Riley's bars are on the market, and because I haven't seen my bars, I'm just like, really? This is happening, right? We're going to tell people now? We're going to tell people now? They're coming, right?
It says coming soon on my end.
Oh, really? You saw that?
Yeah.
Is that there? Okay. I haven't seen that yet, right? Okay, so, okay,
Yes.
she said they're coming,
This
so
is
they're coming.
insider information. This is good stuff.
Yes.
Yo, congrats.
Yeah.
yo,
Yo,
that's
like, I'm
lit.
fucking...
I've been
like,
watching for them.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this for a long time, so I'm really excited, but I'd also like to just do the next thing too. So like I have there's a lot of things I want to work with. There's a lot of places I'd like to take edibles to, and there's a lot of,
it's gonna evolve so much, like to be able to, like out in California, you can sell like 100 milligrams of THC
and
at a time.
that's where it should be, and that's what I'm excited to work on, and
Yeah.
that's, we can be adults about it, I think. So,
1000%. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're breathing
And-
through
and-
this infant stage.
And if they do like actually want to move people from legacy to legal, like they have to.
They gotta keep it
Like we
reasonable, yeah.
can't.
I
there-
think-
no one's buying $10 10 milligrams like from the legacy market. They're like, fuck this. Like I'm going anywhere but to legal.
No, that was it for a while. I really, like, after I left Legacy, I really did try to eat, like, just legal for a little while. I was just working in a store. I'm like, I'm just gonna try to do that. But it would cost me $40 a day. Like, there's just no way I could do it, And I'd be like, it'd be like 800 chocolate bars to try to get my milligram dosage. So yeah.
How do you feel in just personally about oils?
I think oils are great. I think that's how I started, right? So when you really kind of come down to that, and you can pick the input, I think that's like, why wouldn't you want to do that? If the input's great, then I would definitely want to ingest that. And that's really where I kind of lived for a long time, because I wasn't wanting to eat the other things too.
Yeah.
Right? So
I have a question about potentially a product in a different province. I don't know if you can talk about it, but this. Your water? Can you talk about your water?
I can, but the water isn't going to happen.
No.
Yeah, the OCS rejected it.
Oh no.
Is it going to be in other provinces?
No. It's too much money to make. It's too much money to make
I was
water.
reading about it today and I was
No
like, this
way.
is fucking cool. Like, I'm so fucking down with this.
It's too
We
much money.
want water. Stoners need water
Well,
so
stoners
much.
don't want sugar.
Exactly,
But
that's
it's
the thing.
but it's the cost is too much because of the input, right? So it is just water.
Yeah.
It was just going to be a CBD water, or
It was going to be I would have liked to done both.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. What were you, do you have the tech? You obviously know like what was going in it.
Yeah.
Like what was this, how are you doing that?
Well, it's a nano emulsion, so it's it was the source technology through Valens, right? So it was a
Sweet.
5-minute onset.
Nice. I would have been such a,
No, like I would have been all over that.
Yeah.
Everybody would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I
want
just
that.
pictured like opening party water fights. What a party! Come
Yeah.
on. Like,
at the gym, everywhere. Like
So nice
at the
to
beach.
get high with your friends.
right? Nothing
Just
like
drink
little
water.
little water and
Oh,
friends.
well,
yeah.
hey, incredible concept, and hopefully one day in the future it can be revisited.
Yeah. So that R&D that happened, like for the chocolate bar, was that figuring out like the ratios and like the branding that went along with that? Like the treat has more CBD?
No,
Or-
there's only one chocolate bar to start. We're only
Okay.
starting with the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the 100 milligram
That's
with
the
10
100.
milligrams. 100 to 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like CBD focused. So
CBD focus to start. Yeah.
it really is like for the healing.
And there's
Yeah.
10 pieces in your chocolate bar? I'm not bad at math. Is that 10
It's 10
milligrams per
each.
piece
It's
Yeah.
1 milligram per piece. Yeah.
of THC?
THC.
Of THC. Yeah.
That's kind of nice. I think a lot of
I
people
think-
will really like that.
It's a square that you could put in anybody's hand, right?
Yeah,
You
I
could
want to give that to my mom.
You can give that to your mom.
Yeah.
And she's not gonna. And
Absolutely.
you're
She's just gonna like feel a little bit better.
give her 2 squares. She's
Yeah.
gonna be like. So I did a little yoga class in Montreal one time, and we microdosed the class, and it was like 2.5 milligrams.
Oh my god!
And
I
all
love
these
it.
ladies loved it. You
Yeah.
know, they're just like, oh, what's going on? It's like, and I'm like, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good to be high.
that's my yoga is my practice.
Nice.
And yoga high is the fucking best.
That's how I feel about like hitting pads or shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, you two are gonna have to get in the flow tank. It's gonna be a life changer.
Yeah, so tell me about this sensory deprivation process, because I went one time in California and it was cool, but sometimes when you meditate and you don't like get there, I feel like I didn't get there. I didn't like let go. So I'd love to hear how this made its way into your life and what it's given you.
Well, Joe Rogan referred to it as like layers of the onion. So every time you go in, you're gonna be able to like go a little bit deeper, right? So
Okay. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
First time's just not that.
it's about 11 inches of water. It's heated to the same temperature as your body. So once you find a little bit of stillness and you turn the lights off, it's the closest thing to kind of going back to the womb. So it's the
Yeah.
only time, even sitting here comfortably, there's pressure on the backs of my legs. I'm having to hold my head up.
Yeah.
So with that much, was it 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt? It's like, it just holds you here, right? So it takes the pressure off your body. You can just,
I can't wait to try it.
Yeah,
I
you're
know
gonna
that
love
I'm gonna
especially
absolutely
once
fall
you're,
in love with it.
yeah, once the skin's healed,
Yeah.
because of the salt. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be a minute.
yeah,
It'll
and then
just be a
that
hot
plus
sec with
edibles, like you'll hallucinate. It's amazing. Opens the third eye up.
Oh,
Yeah, for
third
sure.
eye.
There you
Yeah.
Maybe a little mushroom microdose even.
You know, I maybe earlier in the day, but I find it makes me too active in there. I really like to eat a
Okay.
lot of edibles and just kind of float away.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can I hit that?
Yes, you can.
Yo, that's super cool. So you got to keep going essentially for float.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I'm very excited.
Thanks, guys.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
for you,
I
for
know.
this, for consciousness. Like the plant is happening. Like we're listening to the earth now. Like now, finally, it feels like.
I feel like shit had to hit the fan. Like the collective shit had to hit the fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
we needed it.
yeah. And now the conversations have become more exciting with my friends, especially the ones that have done a little bit of work over the last 2 years. So
Yes, the
and
honesty.
the real honesty, and like you can really hear it. So I like that. So
I know
now
we're
the conversations with my friends are about healing, and the ones that aren't talking about it, I kind of don't want to hold space for. So
Well, you just like, if everyone's like really having a journey that they're in tune with and aware of, there's inevitable like goals or like spaces you want to be or like directions that you're moving towards, and like sharing that with your friends is such a beautiful, pure place to like communicate from. So if they're not sharing, you know, that element, maybe they just, you know, there's some work to be done on, you know, like, you know, and that's okay. And I feel like those who take the leap to have those vulnerability moments and be honest and be open, you do kind of naturally resonate out of frequency who those aren't taking those moments. I feel you. It's a moment thing. You can feel like shit, like, you know, and calling ourselves out, man, we've been love doing that lately.
It just feels so
much better than blaming.
liberating. Like, it feels so liberating to be like, fuck, I fucked up. And then after that to be like, I forgive myself. It feels so nice.
look at, well, I was an asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I think if someone comes to you and says that, you're much more likely to like be compassionate and understanding with them than if they were to be like, no, it's your fault.
Right?
Like,
Drop the shit. Cut
like-
the shit.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have another one of these edibles.
Yeah,
What?
they're all for you. Yeah.
Blessings. Thank you so
Right
much.
now?
I feel blessed. Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, check out the shirt. So good.
Appreciate
Are
that.
you're at cannabis,
Do a
right?
dance.
I'm at Lyft on Friday. Speaking
Nice.
on Friday.
Yes.
This will come out that day, so
Okay.
Oh!
you'll be probably
I'm speaking with
as-
Elias from the UFC on an athletic panel.
Awesome.
And then Cannabis, I'm speaking on a Legacy to Legal panel.
Yes.
And then speaking at Cannabis Wiki
Oh,
the
cool.
weekend after that, and launching my documentary that weekend. So
Yo.
there's a fucking really sick documentary that we're launching.
Yeah,
that
what?
was filmed by the sports media team at Ryerson.
Yes.
They followed me around like a year ago, and it was fucking cool. And this documentary's won awards. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Where
so
can we find it?
it'll be launched on the Cannabis Wiki website.
Sweet.
Dope.
Whenever their event is. So in a couple weeks, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cannabis
Awesome.
Wiki. Shout
Are
out
you
Drew.
enjoying the public
Jackie.
speaking?
I love it.
Oh,
I
that's
love
so
it.
great.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. The athletic panels are really easy and awesome, and I really like talking about cannabis. So my job right now is going to be going into the stores and talking to retailers, and like,
Yeah.
I just want to kind of fuck shit up for people, and
Yes.
you know, not be another person in a store talking about whatever. I want to like go in and teach bud tenders how to do self-defense, and I want to talk, you know, like. People are just standing around in stores, so why not
Yes.
teach them how to do some movement? Why not teach them how to stretch? Why not bring foam rollers in and be like, you guys have this big fucking cannabis store, so why don't we move around in it? Do you want to hit some pads?
Straight up.
Right? Like, let's
Yes.
fuck shit up.
So
Let's
much.
Smoke some weed and fuck shit up.
Fuck
Okay.
yes. Activate. Activate. Activate.
Right.
When you stay dormant, you kill the spirit, and you're telling your subconscious that you're done here. You
Move
want
your
to stay
body.
alive? Fucking go and flow with it. Holy shit, that's so awesome. Such a good idea.
Yeah, so-
That's from a real stoner, like, you know, a real cannabis user. That's what you want to do. Like, tell me that's lazy. Fuck off.
Right.
Like, no way. Like,
Yeah.
that's so excellent. And I feel like that too, expressing yourself in a fluid way leads to something
So there's
special.
that, and then we're like just doing a lot of research and development, working with a lot of cool hash products, and
Sweet.
hopefully moving to some cool different markets soon. So
That's really
Yeah.
exciting. So are you only focused in Ontario?
I'm focused on Ontario right now, and then hopefully gonna get to BC and Alberta next. And
Because
yo,
BC
like-
is going to eat that. Oh,
right? Fuck. And hopefully Thailand after that. So they've legalized, and I just think
Really?
What?
yeah.
when,
so they're,
when did that happen?
So it's not full legalization yet, but recreational in like Phuket and whatnot. So they're
Wow.
going for it, and nothing makes me happier than that thought. So
Oh.
yeah.
Would you live there?
No, I would be there a lot of the time though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely be there a lot of the time. It's a
Yeah.
very, very special place. Like Chiang Mai has more temples per capita than anywhere else in the world. So how can that not feel good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that amount of energy, I imagine that's just like dense in that area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
Ooh.
spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been.
Yeah, it'll change your life.
We're going to Thailand, Ellevan. What is your personal favorite edible that you've created? Like, what's like, if you were like, I have a hankering for one of my own recipes, what would that be?
You know what? My the legacy cookie probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called it oatmeal chocolate chip love. So it was it was 100 milligrams. So
So it was good.
yeah.
Yeah, people loved it. I know. I think in the legal market, honestly, like I feel like what they were trying to do is they assumed that new users would be more likely to go for edibles.
I don't think they could have really launched with 100 milligram edibles. I don't think people knew what they were doing. And
Yeah.
I still don't think the education process is really there. So, things I love, I like to drink cannabis.
Me
I
too.
really like to drink cannabis. I like to infuse bone broth. I like
Ooh,
to
fuck.
I like to make
That's amazing.
I like to make weird shit.
I love that.
I make a
Infused
really-
bone broth.
I like to make a cocoa butter puck that's just like vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, gingery, yummy goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that you're like quite busy with the legal sides of things, are you still like, do you spend time creating new stuff?
I think like with launch happening, I've been creating more lately than I have in the last few years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But
Are you vegan?
I'm not vegan.
No, but because you make treats that's like with no milk.
I make treats with no milk, but I'm super high fat.
Right.
Yeah. And that's where the beauty is. Like it's just about what kind of fat you're using. So if it's a bone broth, if it's a grass-fed butter, or if it's a coconut oil, like you can if it's good high fat, it's good high fat.
Oh,
Yeah.
everything that you just said sounded so good.
I love the high fat. I love high fat. Exactly. And don't be scared of fat. People hear fat and they're like, oh no.
I think
Drink so much bone broth. Like it's saving my life. We're living in a constant state of dehydration. We're totally depleted.
Yeah.
we need water
Do you
so
make
much.
your own bone broth?
No, my girlfriend Jen, Young Bones. She's got a company called Young Bones
Nice.
and uses organic bones. She's like, I would never even try to attempt what she does with it. It's so good.
Shout out Young Bones.
Yeah.
We got to try some of this.
Yeah, we definitely need
Yeah,
to
it's
try
fucking
some
amazing.
of
So
it.
you can get it at Bolt up on Queen Street.
I
Yeah.
love bowls.
I love
Yeah.
Bolt.
Yeah, they were a vegan spot. Now they sell bone broth. I love it. Go.
So nice, yes.
Because I think
It's helpful for the
at the root
transition.
of at the root of veganism, I really think it's also health. Like people choose veganism because they're dealing with health issues and they
100%.
have to like cut out so
Some
much.
people absolutely can't deal with the animal fat. Some people can't deal, and sometimes it's just for animal love, and I get that too,
Yeah.
100%.
But if it is a health thing, like if it's rooted in health, there's health from animals too. So
you just have to figure out what works best for you. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody could be a vegan and perform well, or not everybody could be like.
Yeah,
you know.
have you found that a relationship with like, do you eat red meat?
I do.
Yeah, so I know I'm back on it. It's fucking nice. I'm happy with it
Sounds
now.
Joe Rogan shit again, right?
Yeah,
But,
Jordan Peterson too did
yeah.
really well, and my buddy Craig Smart, he's a singer. He's on pretty much that diet too, and it's
It's-
the
Right,
carnivore
works.
diet?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
it's just
Yeah.
like good quality. I just want, yeah.
So when you eat less red meat, or you don't eat it every day, or
No,
you
I don't have it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And it kind of it feels in the muscle something special, specifically beef for me. I'm like, damn, that helped. Like that, like I got some density off that. Like, you know, like, do you feel that? Do you feel like when you don't
I think
eat red meat?
but I feel that off of the bone broth. There's an energy that comes with it, right?
I agree.
it's-
Right, yeah,
I think I feel it more on the bone broth than I would off the red meat, but it's also the lightness of the broth too, right? So like if
Yes.
I eat too much steak, like I would feel heavy. But
Totally.
I'm like, I want bone broth right now.
Yeah.
If it just, I would start drinking it if it was right here.
I was vegetarian for like about a year, and like the bone broth was what kept it steady for me. You know, but so.
Sorry, you went vegetarian, but the bone broth is
Yeah.
what kept. Okay, I missed
So I guess
some.
I didn't really.
Yeah, we never really. We were. There was still
it
fish.
helped. It helped me cheat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
You're like,
Yeah.
Because it's so. If it
But
does feel so good.
I cut out pretty much eating flesh. Like flesh would gross me out.
okay.
But when I would crave it, like how I say I
But
want
the
that
cartilage
steak
and
now,
and then the collagen was fine, right?
in there, it was just soup. It was just like soup.
Everybody can do their thing. It's good. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. I'm gonna do a Dow, and I would love for you to pick a number.
Sorry?
Okay, so he reads from this book.
Oh.
And then, but generally we just like spend a moment like thinking about what page, and then that page is the page that he reads. No stress on this.
Sorry, it goes to what? What are the numbers?
Well, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
So he'll say pick a number between.
Okay.
This edible was insanely good and like exciting in my mouth. I don't know how that happened.
Wait till you eat that ice cream.
Oh my God! We have ice cream
He forgot about it.
in it.
He forgot about it and just remembered.
Yo.
You look
Thank you
pretty
for
high right
blessing
now.
I'm happy to be
Yeah,
here.
thank
Yo,
you.
that's hash ice cream.
I'm so excited to try
You're gonna
it.
freak out.
I'm so
It's gonna be the
excited.
best thing you've ever eaten. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my god.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, serious.
Please pick a number between 1 and 79.
$39.
39. Oh, it's a nice, nice long one. Tao number 39. In harmony with the Tao, the sky is clear and spacious. The earth is solid and full. All creatures flourish together, content with the way they are, endlessly repeating themselves, endlessly renewed. When man interferes with the Tao, the sky becomes filthy, the earth becomes depleted, the equilibrium crumbles, creatures become extinct. The master views the parts with compassion because he understands the whole. His constant practice is humility. He doesn't glitter like a jewel, but lets himself be shaped by the Tao, as rugged and common as a stone.
I love that.
Loved it.
Wow.
That I feel like that's kind of the essence of Muay Thai. Like you have to be in flow and in like respect of what's going on. Like you don't need to add anything to it, you know?
I love that.
That was great.
Ugh,
Oh, that was
beautiful
fun.
chat.
Yo, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
Thank you so much
thank
for
you
having
for
me.
coming.
I feel blessed.
Oh.
Seriously, we are actually legit though blessed because
Thanks, guys.
but congratulations. We're gonna just talk
funny.
about your bars as soon as they're out.
Cool. I'll bring some by.
We'll spread the word
Yeah.
and really nice, beautiful ode to Toronto and Thailand too. That's so cool to hear that background on that chocolate, man. That's so
You can inspire a
exciting.
lot of people.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, exciting.
Appreciate you.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right,
Where
everybody.
can they Where can they find you?
Oh yeah.
You can find us at blessededibles.com, at gallerybrands.com. You can find me on Instagram at angelina.blessed or at blessededibles on Instagram.
Love it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I also love you, Brian.
Bless, love you.
Bless.
Okay, bye guys. Be well. Get high
Bye.
with your friends.
Stay blessed.
Discipline stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness.
Hey, Win!
Oh my. Yes.
We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon and get a bunch of private perks.